Ramsay's voyage home benefited from fair winds and was swifter than expected. The light became bluer and the winds more chill as he travelled north. By the time he reached London, Constantinople was only a distant, sunburned memory. He spent several days in London, attending to business and staying at Thorsay House, which was owned by the Laird of Thorsay. The Browns, the couple who maintained the house, hadn't heard that the old Laird was dead, so perhaps Ramsay's grandfather was still holding on. Thorsay House served as a way station for travelling Thorsians. Ramsay found that he'd just missed a favourite cousin, Kendra Douglas, who had taken refuge in the house after a disastrous scandal. As a girl, she'd been a lively little thing. He'd taught her and Signy Matheson and several other younger children the basics of fencing. He stopped at Hatchard's and found a trove of letters from the rogues redeemed of the Portuguese cellar. Impressively, they had all survived the wars, and while he was in London, he managed to dine with one of the men named Hawkins and his intrepid wife, Lady Rory. Then he set sail again, first to Edinburgh, and finally, on a small coastal trading vessel, the last stretch to Thorsay. Ramsay spent much of this last leg of his long journey in the bow of the boat, feeling an unnerving sense of homecoming. The silvery seas and austere scattered islands seemed to be bred into his bones, despite his reluctance to return. When the vessel finally moored at the pier below Skellig House, Ramsay left the deckhands to unload his luggage. Personal possessions were few, but there were a fair number of the best ancient artifacts he'd found. Impatiently, he climbed the hill to the Ramsay family home. Skellig House was a low, sprawling stone structure designed to stand against the fiercest winds off the North Sea. In the distance beyond, he could just see one of the circle of towering stone monoliths erected by the ancient inhabitants of these islands. Nothing seemed to have changed in the dozen years since he'd left. His pace quickened as he wondered whether his grandfather still lived.